Welcome back to digital class, and now we are looking at the plant transport system. Okay, and let's try to look at maybe a small little diagram that I draw. Okay, so maybe I'll draw this. I have this beautiful flower here, then I have this stem, I have this leaf. Okay, then some of the leaf maybe I have fruits. Okay, so this is the roots. Okay, so you can see this is flower, this is leaf, this is fruits, this is stem, this is root. Okay, so now, and as you know some of the functions of this, maybe all these parts of the flower, each of these parts actually have different function. Okay, so maybe flower, as you know, is involved in the reproductions of plants. It will turns into the fruits. Okay, and leaf, what is the functions of leaves? Let me just do a quick recap. Leaf actually absorb the sunlight and it produce food, very important. And fruits, as you know, is a kind of reproduction part involving in reproductive system. Stem, we know that it actually kind of transport the items. And it anchors firmly on the ground so that it will not be uprooted that easily, and it also actually absorbs water. Okay, and if you look carefully on what we are discussing right now, leaf produce food, stem transport the items, substances, roots absorb water. I mean, let me just add on mineral salt. And from here, you can see a very clear idea here. Leaf, food, stem, transport, root, water, and mineral salt. Yes, root absorb water and mineral salt, but how does it transport water to other parts of the plant? For example, leaf, it produces fruit, but how the fruit is being given out in different parts of the plant. And that is the part that we are learning today. And you can see that stem takes the main role here because it transport. When leaf have the food, stem is the one transport the food to all other parts of the plant. And the same thing here, roots have water and mineral salt, and stem is the one that transport to other parts of the body. Okay? So let's just quickly look at here. In this stem, this transport system we have in stem, we have something called the water carrying tube and food carrying tube. Just a quick idea. Again, this is in a flowering plants only. Okay, we have something called the water carrying tube and food carrying tube. Huh? What is this? Let's look at this. This is actually a stem. As you can see, this is a stem. If I were to cut it out and show you from the top, you'll see something like this. Huh? What is this? Again, it's basically like kind of like a circle. The circle. Then you can see a different oval here. And this is a kind of individual tube. This is individual tube. Individual tube. Means that it will not connect to other parts. Okay. This is a tube. There is like one tube. Okay. Now the outer part, maybe I'll just highlight here, here, the outer part is actually the food carrying tube. Means that it transport food. Very simple. Food carrying tube. Means that, example, leaf produce food. When I want to transport it maybe to the flower, it will go through this food carrying tube going up. Okay. And on the other hand, the inside part is actually the water carrying tube. It means that it will transport the water. The same thing, when root absorb the water, it will go through this water carrying tube and go to different parts of the plants, as in the flower, the leaf, the fruits. Yeah. Okay. Now maybe let's look at the food carrying tube first. Okay. Food carrying tube. How food is transported. First, we should understand the leaf produce food through photosynthesis. So as you have known, right? Just now I just explained. Leaf is the one produce the food. And what? These food carrying tubes will transport food throughout the plant, including the stem, flower, fruits, and roots. Huh? Teacher, I need to memorize this. It's very simple. Leaf produce the food, right? So it itself has the food already. So the rest, flower, fruit, stem, root, all this part don't have the food. So it will transport to all of them. As basically you can see here, leaf produce the food, and the others don't have the food. So the food carrying tube transport food to all different parts. That's all. Okay. Next part. Again, how water and mineral salts are transported. Again, the roots absorb water and dissolve mineral salts or mineral salts from the soil. And again, the water carrying tubes will transport these items throughout the plant, which includes the stems, leaves, flower, and root. Huh, teacher, how to memorize? Again, you have this diagram. Roots absorb water and mineral salt, and the four other parts don't have. So it will transport to them through the water carrying tube. Simple, right? So that's basically the whole idea here. Now, important again, I told you that all these things are individual tubes, okay? Individual tubes. So look at here. They are different continuous tubes link the roots to the leaves and vice versa. They are different tubes. Means that they cannot connect. Means that, example, I'm absorbing something here and I'm absorbing something here. It will not go and interchange. Okay. Now later on you'll be seeing question like this. Maybe I'll do this. This is a stem. I cut into two different parts. Maybe this is the root, this is the root. Then I put inside this part. I put water inside. Okay. And example, I put blue color water here. I blue red color water here. So when it absorbs the water, you notice that the tube, the water carrying tube, maybe from this part, example, if I cut it out here, I cut it out here. The water, okay, I should use blue color instead. The water carrying tube that I cut out and I found here, you notice it's blue color. Okay, why? Because it absorbed blue color. Then when I cut it out here, you notice it's red color. Okay, I should use red color. You notice this red color here. Okay, but the problem now is here. When I cut it out here, this part, will it become purple color? Because blue plus red is purple color ma. The answer is actually no. Huh? Why? Again, because all tubes are different continuous tube or different individual tubes. Means that the one that coming up here will be blue. The one that coming out here will be red. Yes, that's the idea. It will not become purple because it's individual tube. Okay, so I hope you understand this idea, which we will discuss later a bit deeper in the questions. Okay. Now let's move on to this food carrying tube. Now things to note. What happens if the food carrying tube is removed? Now this one, put a star here. Very important question you'll be seeing here. Now, again, food carrying tube basically produce carry food, right? So example, I have leaf up here, right, usually. So it produce food. It produce food. And what happened is I remove the outer part. Why I remove outer part? Because again, the food carrying tube is at the outer part. As you can see here, outer part. All these are food carrying tube. So when I remove it, means that food produced from the leaf is going down, transporting down, right? But I'm unable to transport going down here because the food carrying tube is removed here. That creates a problem here. Why? Because if food cannot reach down there, they don't have food, they will die. Okay? But before that, what happened is the food will be stuck here. Then you'll notice a swollen stem here. So it means that this is not that obvious, but for a long period of time, it might be like a bit like this. Okay? It will be even swollen here. Okay? Again, the explanation here you have here is when food carrying tubes are removed, food cannot be transported across the removed section because cannot go down. This causes them to swell as the food accumulates above the cuts. Again, food is stuck here. Okay. Now it's very interesting to note one thing here, because I know leaf is here, right? It produces food, the food going down. If I have fruits here, example, I don't know what fruits. If you cut it here, right, the the food cannot be going down, right? So the food will also be stored inside the fruits, and that makes the fruit to what? To become bigger. Okay, it will make the fruit become bigger, and that's what some people are doing it to make it bigger, the fruits. Okay, so it can sell at a better price. So of course we have done discussing this, but again, it's very important for us to discuss more with the questions later on. Okay, I'll just stop here. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.